we're on Lightshade this time. Lovely to see a variety of maps, particularly pleasing to not see Death Aura. Not that I've got anything against it, just kind of sick of it. The setup is, no, it's best of 5. KernelPanic at 2 and Matticus with no wins under his belt just yet. So looking a little ominous. I wonder if we'll see KernelPanic build something other than a Zealot in this game. Very hard to say. No, Matticus going for the low ground pylon. I don't mind that at all. Given the style that his opponent likes, you know, I wouldn't mind seeing a wall, and I wouldn't mind seeing the first unit out be something like a sentry, so that if Zealots turn up, you can force field them out and just kind of rebuild your wall and sort your life out. So Gateway comes down and he's going to go and scout. KernelPanic also coming over with this probe to do a bit of scouting. Sees this low ground Gateway, and it's going to come in and have a look around. So, or is he? Look, he's going to try a cannon rush here. It's Forge first for KernelPanic. Matticus sees this, so correct thing to do. You need to pull 4 workers, get them focusing the pylon. Have 2 workers focusing the. He gets the probe. KernelPanic stands still and loses the worker. What? Literally, that is the worst cannon rush I've ever seen. And now where are you at, KernelPanic? Your Gateway's coming down at the 1.5 minute mark. GG. Just, you know, do the decent thing and tap out. You know what I mean? You go Forge first and then you fail to drop a single cannon in your opponent's base, you're dead. Matticus with the worker here, you know, I think what he's going to go for, drop a sneaky pylon, ideally drop a Gateway next to it for the faster warping. But, you know, honestly, my opponent's gone Forge first. I'd send a worker across to check that that's what he did, because sometimes you get a fake out, somebody pretends to be cannon rushing when actually they didn't. If you find this, that his Gateway hasn't even finished yet, you know, instead of this, I'd have dropped like 2 more Gateways of my own, so that I can just walk across the map and turn up before he's got any units and just wreck this. It's not what he's done though, and it's kind of okay. His Nexus is ahead of his opponents. His tech is ahead of his opponents. He can start researching Warp Gate here. He can drop the pylon over here. He can drop a couple more Gateways. I can just warp in some units casually into his opponent's men and wreck some stuff, which that's what I want to see happen. Okay, this like random cannon. Yeah, good. I don't know. Don't really know what to say about that. Yeah. This is a good defensive setup. You know, if Zealots come in here, it's much easier to hold this. It's going to take them a long time to get through this Zealot, and that buys you enough time to, you know, do whatever. Drop a cannon behind there, drop a shield battery here, drop a pylon to block the holes. So you're pretty, you know, this is a reasonably good defensive setup, but more scouting I would like to see. Go and see what your opponent's doing. Go and see what they're at. KernelPanic, you know, with that Forge first, probably appreciates that he is behind, and so I don't mind this defensive style, this kind of, well, I'll build a couple of cannons, because chances are if my opponent turns up with an army, it'll be bigger than mine. So I don't mind it. Yeah, +1 armor being researched here, which is fine. Upgrades are good things. Yeah, I wouldn't mind. I was just about to say I wouldn't mind saying a Stargate from either one of these players, you know, because very exposed mineral lines on both sides, and it'd be pretty easy to come in here with a couple of oracles and snipe quite a few workers, or it would be pretty easy to crank out sort of 4 or 5 Phoenix and just control the map until you get to the point where you've got a pretty serious army. So KernelPanic Stargate finishes up, and nothing in production from it just yet, and there we go, Phoenix. No, it's going to be Robo. Oh, interesting. Not sure what this Stargate's, you know, because you've already dropped the Robo, so not sure what's going to come out of the Stargate at this point. Maybe he is just going to think, well, hang on, did he cancel the Phoenix and build a Void Ray instead? I don't think the Phoenix came out, did it? No, it didn't. I think he cancelled the Phoenix. Yeah, I kind of, yeah, Void Rays are alright. They don't scale that well. They're a bit miserable. You know, but they can be a bit annoying in the early game. Actually, pretty annoying against Zerg. Less annoying against Terran. I think somewhere in between against Protoss. I think I'd have preferred the Phoenix. I think I'd have preferred to see a Phoenix build. Now, that said, it's Robo from Matticus, and the Void Rays will be better. But look, Matticus is gearing up to go Skytoss himself. So, interesting. He's not built anything out of these yet, so it looks like it's going to be straight to either Carrier or Tempest. And that's fine. You know, some combination of the two is generally where it's at. All of one or the other is generally not what you want. It's sort of the concentrations of each can depend on what it is you're playing against. So double Stargate now from KernelPanic. So it's going to be a Stargate battle. Yeah, the +1 air weapons is researching for KernelPanic, and Matticus is actually researching Warp Gate, which is a bit weird. This is a lot of gateways coming down, and I like it. If you're going to be going something like Carriers, you're not going to have enough gas ever to live. So, you know, you expand and stuff, and what you find is you have a large mineral surplus. If you've got charge and a large mineral surplus, you can spam out charge lots to sit underneath your fleet, and that is a wonderful thing. Now, this is finished up. I'd love to see a worker transfer. There's 9 surplus workers there. Get them transferred, get them mining, and really spike that income. This Nexus is quite far behind. So where are we at in this game? Where are we at? I don't know. Is the short answer. Who's winning? Hard to tell. Let's look at the stats. Army supply, you know, not massively meaningful just yet. But yeah, part of that supply is tied up in these carriers that are in production. I am somewhat concerned that Matticus has spent all this money on Stargates and a fleet beacon and has yet to build a single air unit. And that's of some concern. These gateways he has plenty of. So, you know, I'm just not sure. I'm not sure what I'm looking at here. Not 100% certain what's about to occur. But, you know, if he started up 4 Tempests, I would say, yeah, he's got a strong chance here. I'd love to see the big warp in. You know, charge lots into this mineral line. I really want to see that. Or even just regular zealots. Oh, I've got to go. Wow, that's frustrating, man. Frustrating.